Hello again everyone, and welcome back to Skyblock News. I'm your host Aurelius, and today we're going to be talking about Skyblock patch 0.20.4, which a lot of people probably didn't expect so soon, but does some pretty neat things. Before we get into this, I just want to say, we are getting very close to 70k, so if you could leave a like and subscribe down below if you enjoyed, that really would mean a ton. Without any further ado though, let's get into this. So the main point today is Bazaar overbidding prevention. We've noticed that materials and products in the Bazaar have often been bought out and set to ludicrously high prices by unscrupulous actors hoping that someone would accidentally buy those overpriced items one way or another. We're introducing some restrictions to limit the damage that can be done and hopefully help tackle this issue. A confirmation pop-up will now appear if you're attempting to purchase an item that's over double the item's average price over the last 7 days. If you choose to confirm your purchase, this pop-up will not appear for the next 5 minutes. And as you can see, it's a very clear and obvious pop-up. Warning, raw beef. Over the last 7 days, players paid an average of 1 coins for this item. You are paying over 250 million times this value. If you choose to proceed with this action, this warning will not show for the next 5 minutes. Very, very cool. There's also a little timer, as you can see here, so you can't just click through this immediately, which I think a lot of people would have been worried about. It's also very, very red and obvious that this is not something that they want you to do. So, great job admins, this will hopefully tackle the issue of Bazaar manipulation. Similarly, a confirmation pop-up will now appear if you're attempting to insta-sell an item for less than half of the item's average price over the last 7 days. If you choose to confirm your sale, this pop-up will also not appear for the next 5 minutes, and it will also not appear if you're insta-selling multiple items at once, either through sacks or your inventory. So if you're going to be selling a lot of stuff on the Bazaar, make sure you're paying attention to this. To prevent players from selling or setting sell orders for ridiculously high amounts, your sell offer value now has a cap of 10 times the item's average price over the last 7 days, and you can view that price by looking at an item with advanced mode active. Very, very cool. This definitely will make the Bazaar a more pleasant experience overall. In terms of other changes, there are a lot of things to go over here. Hidden elections were disabled for the current election due to an issue in their backend system. The upcoming election will feature hidden votes. There's also currently an issue where the minister can appear in the next election, despite them supposedly taking a break before campaigning again. This will be fixed in the near future. There's also a bunch of more general Better Mayors fixes and changes. They can now interact with Richard when Diaz is not in office, which is really nice. Mineral armor no longer breaks too many blocks. Shen's auction items can no longer be claimed by talking to Richard. There's also a visual bug that has been fixed, where Midas staff items would display an incorrect price paid value. They fixed build issues with the community center, and they fixed typos in the EXP share menu and Diaz's volume trading description, which is very, very cool. In terms of other changes here, there are some item changes. Notably, Enderbow now properly indicates the amount of damage it does, which is really cool, or the maximum amount of damage it does. Cat flowers can now stack in your inventory, which is super nice. The Pest Hunter ring, badge, and artifact now send a message when enabled and disabled. They sorted the Fearmonger shop to be a little bit less clinically insane, and they updated the skins of the Mender helmet line of helmets, and they look pretty interesting. In terms of pet changes, they added indications to the Golden Dragon's perk Dragon Greed as what caps it has, so basically it'll show you the caps of the perk. They clarified that upgrading the Wisp pet resets its level in the Upgrade Stones lore. Pet candy and pet items can now be applied to pets that are always visible, regardless of visibility setting. And also, they updated the lore of pet candy and pet items to better indicate how they work. Lastly, in terms of miscellaneous changes and bug fixes, there are some neat things here. Gemstones now increment the compact enchantment counter, but have no special drop when it triggers. Trophy fish progress on Skyblock XP tasks now properly grants you progress if you finished a tier above the one listed in the task, which is pretty nice. They fixed Archfiend dice rolls not applying the health decrease, which I find hilarious, and they also fixed being able to place torches with the Infinite Torch for free. There's a bunch of other changes here, some of which are really interesting, like Flaming Sword being overvalued in the museum. I'm going to link this down below so you can go through, but as you can see, they did a lot of good with this update. I will say though, tackling something like Bazaar overbidding is really great. This is a good step in the right direction. It's going to get rid of a lot of people's ability to Bazaar manipulate, and hopefully we won't have to deal with that issue too much in the future, although I imagine they're already thinking of solutions to get around this sort of prevention. I imagine there's going to be a lot of back and forth with the admins and people who do this sort of stuff in the near future. Hopefully we get to a resolution soon though, and I do think this is an excellent step once again in the right direction. At the end of the day though, my name's Duralius, thank you so much for watching this video till the end, and look to the future fellas, I'll see you then.